What up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of Kane and Ross Present. But yeah, I said it podcast, brainchild of my child. I am the dad half of this operation. We are still both expressing what our full capabilities. So they want us in correctional facilities. Oh yeah, I'm still Ross Cooper. And as always, I am still rocking with the best. My co-host, introduce yourself to the folk.
Y'all getting away with murder like the glove don't fit. Yeah, what's good, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good day, month, year, hour, day, second, all that good stuff. If you're watching on other platforms, please share with your friends, family, pets, enemies, ghosts, aliens, all that good stuff. If you're watching on the tube, please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Because if you don't, you're gonna fall off a cliff. So there you go.
Damn, off the cliff though. Okay. So back in effect, how's that? Das Effect's voice. I'm a little more hyper today. My voice is just about back. It's March, and I'll be dealing with these little allergies. A couple years ago, I think I told you I thought I had COVID before everybody knew what COVID was. Now, I mean, I had the exclusive. Come to find out, I was just some allergies. We're gonna get into that a little bit later though. And if you're watching, you can see the Yankee fitted is back. You know, somehow, some way, all roads lead back to the world's greatest city. And if you know me well enough, listen long enough, you know I'm saying that with a nod and a wink. We get that in a minute. But I every now and again, sir, things happen. And a good friend of mine, my boy Roscoe Burnham, shout out to Roscoe. Check him out, dope poet out of VA. He has a show called Humans Are Stupid. Now, I'm going to borrow that title because I'm like, I thought it was like, that's a bit much, but it's comedic so and so. But no. If you ever had any doubt that humans have the capacity to be extraordinarily stupid. So let me see if I get this right. Man built pyramids, our ancestors, our Egyptian forefathers, math, sciences. They worship their pets. They actually mummify their pets. Cats, especially. Cats for the shit. But dogs too. There's been signs of, excuse me, dogs being mummified and put in tombs as well. Right. Fast forward to now, and yeah, apparently there was a dog that was put up for adoption. He was given away, taken to the shelter. The dog was not vicious. The dog did not bite anyone. Apparently, per the owners, the dog was gay. I'm going to pause for 2 seconds and let that wash over everyone listening. The dog was put up for adoption because it was gay. How was the dog gay, you might ask? Well, apparently the owners saw the male dog humping on another male dog and was like, oh, hell no, you a gay dog. I thought you was a regular dog. You a rainbow flag dog. We got to give you away because they had no gay ass dogs. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. This does have a happy ending. The dog was adopted, ironically, by a gay couple. So now everyone in the house can be gay and happy because gay means happy. But I'm just you gave up a family animal because it was gay. Roscoe, wherever you are, my friend, you are right. Humans are stupid. Kane, just yeah, go for it.
You send me that. I thought you was trolling. Because you said it. You said, ever heard of the gay dog? Like dogs can be gay? And then you send me the articles, and I was like, wow. So you gotta be that damn homophobic that you want to put your dog up for adoption because you thought it was gay because it was humping a male dog. When the common knowledge is that dogs will hump anything if they're not neutered, because that's just what they do. They'll hump a freaking couch. Does that mean they love couches? They'll hump your leg. It's a dog. It's not that deep. Even if the dog was gay, who cares? I'd love to see what you would do if y'all had children that was
Ooh,
gay.
boy. Ooh.
Oh, what you gonna put them up for adoption? Or you might do something worse. I don't know.
I mean, I'm about to say the sad reality is there's a lot of that going on. It's a lot of folk who still have issues with their kids' sexuality. Because I'm like, put it this way, the closet still exists. Continue, sir.
It exists in hip hop, it exists everywhere. But yeah. Yeah, it's just I don't, like I said, I've always said, maintain to you and even on air that humans are the smartest dumbasses on the planet. And every day, y'all prove me right. When I see something new, like, oh, new technology, oh, okay, that's great. It's a great idea. I don't know how we thought it. Well, I didn't think of it, but as a species. And then I just walk outside or just look at something else. It's like, yeah, 2 steps forward, a million steps back. You gotta love it. So it's balance. Well, it's not really balance. It's more stupidity than smartness. But yeah, I mean, yeah, especially during this last 2 years. Well, going on 3. But yeah, I don't know what I don't. I guess everything does happen for a reason. Because you disown your pet, basically your family, because you thought it was homosexual, and then 2 hate people with that. That's just iron. Well, I don't know if it's iron. That's just fate. That the thing that you hated, somebody else does it, and they love the dog anyway, and will accept it. So it's like, yeah, we still got a long ways to go, man. Long ways.
I just
I don't get it. Like I said, I'm glad this. Unfortunately, like I said, we do care for pets and animals here. Peter, don't come after me. But I would love to see what would happen if that was a child. Because I think now it's kind of innocent because it's a dog, even though it's stupid, but it's a dog. If this was a person, this would be way freaky. I think that LGBT
I think it's
would be
worse.
on their head.
Yeah, I think it would be worse because sadly you draw the parallel, but there are kids who are scared to come out still. They're because I'm in my mind at this point in time in society, right? I didn't think a quote unquote closet still existed. We are so I don't know the word's accepting, but I think the word because it's still people who don't have acceptance. I think tolerance and just accepting of the fact that hey, there might be somebody gay in your family. Just saying, right?
There is.
And there's homosexual people in movies, in commercials, basically everywhere. It's not taboo anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. But there you go. Not the agenda. Trying to make us catch the gay. I forgot. They're trying to make us catch the gay.
Demasculating man out here, man. What's wrong with you?
I'm
joking, by the way. I'm joking.
That's probably what they're afraid of. They're afraid they're going to get the gay from the dog. Like if the dog is gay, it might make me gay. We got to get rid of him.
Yeah, if that happens, then I think it was already there, my boy. But okay.
But I was saying to say like apparently there still is and there has to be a closet, quote unquote, because there are still people like this who will get rid of a dog for being gay. I can only imagine what you do to your son or daughter. Or, I could only imagine if your son or daughter was trans, how that's gonna go. Because this is just a dog. It is not to belittle the dog, but this is just a dog.
That's what I said. It will be some unholy things happening in that house if they found out that was the case.
I just come on, people. Just I'm not gonna say where it was, what part of the country, because it's gonna lead to other ideas and stereotypes. But
is it really stereotypes if it keeps going? Go ahead. Never. Go ahead.
Humans are stupid. As you said, we're the smartest dumbasses. You literally, but you know what? Like you said, it happens for a reason. He's now been happily adopted by a gay couple, and a happy ending for the doggo, which is good. But I'm just literally like, how did you? Was it a group meeting? Was it a family meeting? Like, we got to get rid of him. You think he's gay? We can't have it in his house. Like, I'm like, I just just wish I could have been a fly on the wall for that decision-making process. Like, how did you come to the conclusion the only thing we can do, we got to get rid of him? He's gay. Saw him at the dog park. Saw the dog park humping on another guy dog. We can't keep that in this house. Like, I don't. How did you? Like, all in favor of keeping the gay dog, say aye.
Nah.
Did you? I'm gonna stop because every other joke I make, because I know what part of the nation it was, every other joke I make is gonna be really, really bad. So I'm gonna stop now because it's not gonna get any better. But I just we made a car that can park itself. A car that no longer runs off gas. We did an entire face transplant. I've seen someone get a hand transplant. I didn't know you could transplant a hand. I thought you lost your hand, you just lost your hand. No,
Man,
they're working
they're working on freaking what is it? Not mind train. What is that called? Basically trans over you to a whole new body. They working on stuff like that.
Conscious
transfer. There we go. Yeah.
Right. And yet, right. And we have that. And at the other end of the spectrum, we have people giving up dogs for adoption because the dog is gay.
You didn't even ask the dog if he was gay.
They need to ask. They saw him humping on another guy dog. That was all that needed to be said. That was it right there.
I hope they knew for sure that was a guy dog.
I'm just like, did you ask the other owners of the other dog to get rid of their dog? Did they know the dog enjoyed the humping from the other guy dog? Like, you never know. That dog might be gay too.
Yeah, get rid of all of them now.
Like, was it gay transference? Did it transfer the gay to the other dog? Like,
you gotta just get rid of all of them. That's what you gotta do.
Yes, sir. Humans are stupid. And I'm just like, yeah, when we were making the move up the evolutionary chain, clearly, I don't know, something must be special in them 46 chromosomes. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I'm happy the doggo got a happy ending. And has been adopted by a loving couple that will love him, and won't accuse him of being gay if he humps another gay guy dog. Like you said, I'm like, this can't be a thing for real. And then I read the article and I'm like, oh, just when I have hope for humanity. Just when I have hope, yo.
I never make that mistake ever.
I just, I mean, hey, well, to her credit, I think slightly, because there have been some statements made by politicians that are ridiculously stupid. And SNL made mad fun. We're going way back. Sarah Palin, when she was like, and I can see Russia from my house. It was a big joke, but ironically, you actually can see Russia from certain parts of Alaska. So, we roasted her for no reason, but there are absolutely some dumb.
Did she live in freaking Alaska?
Yeah, she did. She was mayor, governor of Alaska, if I'm not mistaken. I just remember her and McCain, like, y'all couldn't possibly think y'all was gonna win, did you? But anywho,
is Alaska the one with 30 Days a Night, or is that somewhere else?
No, that's Alaska. 30 Days a Night. It was really good.
I'm not doing that. No. Go ahead.
Continue. Oh my gosh, dude! There are no vampires in Alaska. It's not even called Bear
Okay.
Alaska.
Yeah. Okay. You don't know that. I'm not gonna find out. How about that?
All right. So we're shifting gears a little bit here. We got gay dogs, Alaska, and seeing Russia from your house. To another interesting development, and this is why I am, as per usual, repping the Yankee fitted, repping the world's greatest city. Well, apparently, Mayor Adams in the world's greatest city, New York, has said no more vaccine mandates for performers, which by default means now all athletes can play home games for Brooklyn Nets, Knicks, Yankees, Mets, all of them. They can all play now.
Yeah, if you're unvaccinated, yes.
Right, if you're Mexico, right. And on the surface, it's like, oh, cool, that's awesome. Here on this here podcast where we do dissect things a little bit more in depth, excuse me, it's like, wow, world's greatest city, boy. So let's reflect. You put this mandate in place that you can't, for the private sector, no less. It says all employees with anything over 100 people, whatever, they have to be vaccinated. So Kyrie can't play in home games, but other athletes from other places who are unvaccinated can play there. Kyrie was seen there in the stands, no mask on, totally unvaccinated. So it's like someone finally figured out, hey, this is kind of stupid, don't you think? And it's funny because we had this conversation just weeks ago about whether or not you'd be willing to risk the lives of fans to let Kyrie play. Now you don't have to. But I'm just, come on, New York. Like we talked about this off air. If married to the lie, you gotta okay, I won't call it a lie, but now you gotta stay married to it. Gotta get vaccinated, gotta vaccinate, can't vaccinate, can't play, blah, 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 blah. Well, now you gotta stay married to it. And I'm just like, this is, again, humans are stupid. Because I've always maintained if this is what we were told it was, then the only way to really stop it is everybody stay in the house. No exceptions. That's it. That's all. Stay in the house. But the reality of the situation is there is an economic side to this, and I think we're seeing it firsthand. But your thoughts, sir, outside of being happy Kyrie can play?
I'm ecstatic Kyrie can play. But like I said, like you said, it was just stupid. Because when you dissected what their rules was, Kyrie couldn't play, but he can be in the building. Not to mention, he was courtside with the fans. So your whole theory about, well, protect the fans, why is he allowed in the building with the fans right there?
Right.
And why can other teams unvaccinated players play in that stadium? But just because you don't live there or playing for that team, you can come. None of that stuff makes sense, bro. None of it. Make it make sense to me. You can't. And like you said, you gotta live with the lie. Because it just seems like a lie and a money grab thing. It's like, yeah, money talks. Money is more important than your life. Money is life. That's why we have pay stubs. That's why everything we do is charged. Everything. We're getting charged for fucking breathing. So, yeah. But like I said, it's a dumb thing. Like I said, we talked off here. I'm interested to see what Stephen C. Smith would say now, because that's all he's been talking about for the last probably month or two. But outside of that, great. Kyrie can play. I think Judge can play. I don't remember if he was the one that was unvaccinated. I know some Yankee star. I think it was Judge. So, well, they was on a lockout anyway. I didn't know because apparently no one cares about baseball. But I think they're back now. So, yeah, Judge and all them get to play. Yeah. Kyrie can win his second ring. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But,
the East is a bloodbath.
Oh, freaking it. I love the NBA right now. We're gonna have to talk about that one day. I love it. But yeah, I don't, it was a stupid law. It was stupid. And now you couldn't even hold on to it for a year. You didn't even make it to a year. What was the point of doing it? It's been a couple months.
The thing with this, and as we've talked about, as many scientists and doctors have said, we're putting a plane together as we're flying it. As the data changes, as the information changes, we make adjustments. That's what we've been told. So with the information that was available at the time, that was the best course of action. But it's like you said, like, so I can't play here, but other players from other teams can. And I can just still sit here and breathe the same air and potentially cough on someone anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Which, yeah, and
So
just another layer of stupid. If I'm playing the game, I'm only on the court and on the bench. Not playing the game, I'm in the stands with the people. What do you think has a higher contamination possibility?
I mean, he's courtside. He ain't really in the muddy out here.
But you still got to get up, go kick concessions. You got to go to the bathroom. You come in contact with a hell of a lot more people sitting in the stands than you would in the actual game.
That's why I said like it wasn't about safety. It never was. That's why I argue with you. It wasn't back then because it's like you can't. If that was the case, you shouldn't be allowed in the building. Not sitting on the bench, not in courtside. Hell, not even in the suite, the skybox where you shouldn't be in the building. Other players that hard on other teams are on back shouldn't be in the building.
Agreed.
But you didn't
If it
do
was
that.
what, right? If it was what you said it was.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I said, rest in peace to all those cats. But bro, there's a lot of stuff that just don't make sense. That never made sense from the beginning. But we are where we are now, and most people don't care anymore anyway because we don't hear about it because we're too concerned about what's happening on the other side of the world.
Ooh boy.
That no one
Ooh.
else is helping, by the way. We're kind of just letting it happen, which might be a good thing because we don't want to.
No, we new development. I was listening to CNN yesterday. Again, I just always want to night the source CNN. And it's interesting because right now, and what it all comes down to, especially with this pandemic and everything else, is well, what do you believe? Do you believe what you're being told? Are you considering the source? Because last I heard is NATO is saying we will continue to support. They are prepared to do certain things because they have intelligence that has said cyber attacks from Russia may be coming.
I've seen that.
Russia is no longer afraid to possible use chemical warfare. And it's like, what's scary is, depending on what you believe, it's like if a pig pulls me over and I'm just sitting there, but the pig, pulls out his gun and says, gun, 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 and shoots me, the justification will be the implication that they saw a gun. Now, to extrapolate that to what we're doing, if intelligence says Putin and the Russians are okay using chemical weapons, and as such, we need to be ready to do A, B, and C, we got to trust intelligence because it sounds like when y'all drop bombs on Russia or whatever you do, the justification is going to be, hey, we got word that they said they was going to do it first.
We can't confirm it though. We don't know.
It came from intelligence sources.
Yeah, but that's their camp. is kind of
See,
worded. It
you
like
weren't
it's
you weren't alive yet, but stop for those who were. Stop me if you heard this one before. W said intelligence sources told us Saddam had weapons of mass destruction.
that was a lie.
Funny how that worked out, right?
Yeah,
Right. Funny how that worked out.
but that was different. That was for oil, so that's why all that stuff when I was alive for happened. I'm not talking. I'm saying this one. This had nothing to do with oil. This is. I don't know what this is about. I know
No,
why
I said
Russia.
which makes a bigger question.
I
Like,
know.
what is this really about?
I know. I guess I know what Russia is doing because they don't want another Cuban crisis with Ukraine teaming up with NATO. But I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I said, if NATO thinks Russia is such a threat, then y'all should be doing something now and not just waiting. Because right now we're just waiting. We're giving you emotional support. That's what we're doing. Not
Thoughts and prayers?
huh?
Thoughts and prayers?
Yeah, 1,000 prayers. Yeah. We're not sending you army. We might send you a couple weapons to help you, but we're not really putting our people on the line for you. Like, hey,
No.
do what you gotta do, my brother. Now, if they happen to like instead of just using hands, they just use knives and guns in a fist fight. So in this case, for them, if they start using chemical weapons or nuke, all right, we'll get involved. But if not, if they just use hands, which is basically for them, it's just bombing the hell out of buildings. I was like, well, I mean,
I saw, man, the memes. And see, this is where we have the conflict. And I'm going to circle back to where we start. We're supposed to be talking about the pandemic a little bit, but this is where the conundrum comes in because as a world citizen, I don't want to see anybody die needlessly. This is insane. This is stupid.
really don't.
One of the memes I saw, I was like, wow. It's like, wow. Watching Europe colonize Europe is wild shit. I'm like,
We've seen
when
that
you put it
before.
that way,
We've seen that before, though. That's the issue. That it's not supposed to happen. That's the whole point of NATO and all that.
Right. And Germany been quiet since World War II.
I mean, you have a stain that you can never wash off.
Right. It was a comedian. There was a comedian once I was listening to. He was like, "It's so sanitized there, you can't even tell Jewish jokes. Like they take it that serious. You can't even tell Jewish jokes in Germany. Like, nah, we not laughing. Nope. We don't want no parts of that.
That's a stain that will, you just can't. Yeah, never.
That's the spaghetti in the Tupperware. It ain't never coming out.
Never.
Spaghetti in the Tupperware, B, ain't never coming out.
Never.
But it's just the humanitarian me, the Leninist in me is appalled. The Black in me, like we talked about, life and death situation, you still made time to be racist. The media coverage is still low key racist. This is Europe. This is some other countries, Europe.
Yeah, well,
the American, right? The American equivalent of such a thing would never happen in my neighborhood. We never have these problems here.
I leave my door unlocked every night.
And I can't believe this happened. Yes, little Tommy got shanked in his house. Yo, why are you laughing, B? Why are you laughing, B? Why are you laughing, B? But nah, it's just like the reaction. And let's be really, really transparent here. There is a certain level of invincibility / entitlement that comes with, as the late great Paul Mooney would say, having a complexion for the protection. When you live in certain neighborhoods, you don't think certain things are going to happen.
Wonder why?
Right up until they do, and then you are so shocked and appalled. My God, this thing doesn't happen here. And what you don't realize is sometimes by default, what you're also saying is, I expect it to happen there, wherever there is.
Class.
Yeah. And let's be real. It's class officially, it's race unofficially.
It's both.
No, it's primarily class.
Oh, yeah.
Because primarily class. But the unofficial thing is race. How many times have I been in comment sections? Well, Black people commit most of the crimes.
Let's go to South Baltimore then. Let's go.
but and it's just the fact that the world is in on the shits. We've seen, I forgot the newscaster's name, man. It's probably best that I don't know it, but Amanda Seales, shout out to Sister Amanda Seales, mentioned it. She did a whole broadcast, made a whole comment. Like the inference was, when they dropped sarin gas on Syria, but if Putin uses it against the Ukrainians, oh my God. So when it was Syrians, it was all right. And it's just the racism that pops up. And that's when you look like, oh my God, white supremacy is global. And that
it started in Europe. They came over here. We just love them because Caucasian people seem to freaking forget where they came from. They love pointing out where everybody else came from, but they forget where they came from. That started over there.
But see,
they came over here and started.
It makes it scary. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, that was it. I'm just saying, like that white supreme global stuff started over there before they even
Yeah.
came here.
But it makes it scary because it's easy to be in the American bubble. It's easy for us to recognize we come from chattel slavery and Jim Crow and segregation and all those things. And you think, hey, if I went somewhere else, if I blew this popsicle stand, might be a little bit better elsewhere. But then you realize white supremacy is global. And if you are in a place where a lot of the people don't look like
Yeah, if you're not the
you are
majority, yeah.
you are probably going to be subject to a lot of ideals and stereotypes that are going to feel oddly familiar. So I just I hate the loss of life because I'm a world citizen, because I'm a human.
But
I hate that. And actually, there's no but with that one. In addition to that loss of life, I also hate that there's been time made for racism. Like in a life or death situation, you still made time to be racist. And that is like, I don't
self-preservation.
like I don't like choosing between my blackness and my humanity because I like to believe both run concurrently.
They don't. That's a great wish. And maybe our generation is passed down well. But we will not experience that while we're both alive, unfortunately.
And yeah, but circling back to where I was going, because we started with Kyrie, and it's like I was really, we talked about this, how we're going to approach it. And I started looking at the numbers. And I think something like 75 to 80% of the US population has been vaccinated, at least with one dose. 92 million or something like that have been, boosted, so on and so forth. And the death rate is much, 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 much lower. Now,
Doing their job. Love it.
for those who sit on that side of the fence, um, cool. The vaccine apparently has done what it set out to do.
Amazing.
But after all of this, here we are 2 years later. Because honestly, 2 years ago, what was it, the end of March? 2 years ago,
Yeah,
I
that
was
much.
scared for the first time. I was scared because it's like, okay, shit's getting real. Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
When you start talking about shutting things down and suspending social services, and shit's getting real. And that was the moment I decided I need to arm myself. Still haven't, but I'm planning to, because it's like I don't think we'll ever know just how close we came to ultimate disaster. Like the day we went to a Walmart and it was empty and there was no food to buy. Now you're gonna see a descent into madness. Now you're gonna see some more Mad Max type shit. Now it's gonna be,
Anarchy.
yeah.
Thinking about anarchy. It's fair.
Mm.
All
So
right, well, that was that. Go ahead.
Jesus, chaos. But yeah,
Same thing.
uh, yes and no. Chaos is random. Anarchy is depending on which side of you sit, is desirable. It's only anarchy because it goes against the established order.
I mean, he said anarchy. I mean, he said chaos is fair, but he did
Yeah,
say
and the
add a little
chaos is fair.
anarchy. Yeah, you
Yeah,
did say add a little anarchy.
yeah, anarchy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, go, yeah.
Okay, yeah. But 2 years later, man, all I can say is this, and I'm not even being on some "I told you so" shit. I'm being real. In the Black community, one of my biggest issues, we appear to have forgotten the fundamental thing of we need one another. All this Kevin Samuels, all this other bullshit, and black men barking at black women and back and forth and vice versa. It goes against the fundamental thing of look, we need each other, and this ain't constructive.
We got nowhere
On
else.
a on a larger scale, as people, is shit going on. And what we did see in the last 2 years, amongst all the death, is the biggest wealth transfer in history. That's not hyperbole, and it's also not something to be ignored. Some of us early on figured out we need each other. Remember the person you said that the McDonald's worker, the throwaway? Yeah, you needed them then. The Walmart worker, who cares? You just work at Walmart. Who saved the world, right? So 2 years later, I really hope, because there was actually a thing when politicians were talking about don't invite certain family members to the holidays. They're not vaccinated, blah, 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 blah. 2 years later, I really hope people have restored those relationships. Because you wrote off, y'all was out in these streets writing off family members, not respecting people's right to choose. Y'all out here in these streets arguing and being judgmental. Oh my God, I went outside and knew it had a mask on. I did all that. And here we are. But what have we learned?
Nothing.
I mean, I think some of us did. I absolutely think so. I think some of us, like I said, all of the shit everybody talked about, your average Walmart worker, the average McDonald's worker, the average truck driver.
Well, they're quitting now, so it don't even matter. That's a whole other issue. I'm walking into fast food stores, see empty shelves, less staff. It's like, yeah, the people that you don't care about, yeah, they don't care either. Peace.
But that's the thing. Some of us did, but that is something we learned. A lot of people learn. I'm not working for peanuts anymore. F your corporate greed. F paying me $6, $7 an hour, well, $7, $8 an hour, while some CEO makes 20 million a day. F that. I quit. And I ain't mad at you.
I'm not.
See, some people gonna call this weird. I see the hardest hit are sit down dining restaurants. I cannot tell you how many times I walked into an IHOP. They're like, we don't have any servers, or server's gonna take like an hour because no one showed up. I'm not mad. I'm happy.
I'm not.
I'm happy about that. I'm not, oh my God, I can't believe I have to wait for my unlimited pancakes. No, good for them.
Right.
Good for them.
Agreed.
You don't want to pay good pay. You don't want to pay benefits.
Right.
F y'all. Cool.
Like I said, I don't know how it was a long time ago. I know everything was cheaper and blah, blah, blah. But like I said, the point that you said, and I agree, is that minimum wage was supposed to be a wage that you can live off. Minimum, that the minimal amount that is still a livable wage. And minimum wage, you would have to have 3 jobs to live off, or you just be living struggling. Even now they're trying to raise the minimum wage to 15. That's still not enough. Especially now since everything's going to freak up. But wages are not being paid. Wages are not going up. But everything's going to inflation is, I don't know why that is happening. I understand the gas thing because of the war, and then it is getting warmer, so gas usually goes up. But food, haircuts, everything is going up, and no one is getting paid more. So I don't understand that. But I digress. That's a whole nother subject that we might touch on, might not. But what are we talking about? Yeah, the workers. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as a basic human, it's like, yo, doing all this work. And most of the stuff that the restaurants and fast food and the grocery stores is where the people are most entitled, and they think that they're better than you. So I'm getting paid crumbs, and you treat me like crap. I'm not doing that.
No.
Like I said, there should be a law that if you working in those type of industries, you should get a 1 free fade a month. Don't go to Waffle House, because boy, something gonna happen to you. But yeah, this is just, the Matrix is just glitching right now. I don't know what's going on.
We're 2 years later. I am still unvaccinated. I won't say proudly or this or that. I was on that team of let me wait this thing out. I'm real cautious on the things I put in my body in general. I'm like, let me wait this thing out. And honestly, a lot of the ways that we were treated, some of y'all owe us an apology. I know it's never going to come, because realistically, if you're of that camp,
you're saying it's doing its job. You just said 80% of the right. There you go. That's why.
So the apology's never going to come.
Yeah.
You, if anything, you think, I owe you an apology somehow, but I
Yeah.
might just look at the burned bridges, look at everything around you, and ask yourself, was it worth it?
Fear.
And
I love it. I hate that emotion so much, but I love it at the same time because you can get a lot done with it.
yeah, and it's just we got to remember we need each other, and we have to ask questions. And I just my biggest concern was I just saw those two things go out the window. So a lot of people forget that we need each other. I saw a lot of people stop asking questions because people with a lot of letters after their name told them A, B, and C. Now, if we were anywhere but here, I think this plays differently. I think the thing that people always tend to forget is there is a healthy, palpable reason that we do not trust government. I can name you all the examples, but I'm going to presume if you're listening to us, you're somewhat sharp and you know what I'm referring to. So all of this, and it's over what? And like I said, I just really hope people take inventory because it was on both sides. Don't get me wrong. I've seen some files show the other side too. I've seen folk, oh, you a sheep. I can't believe you. I can't mess with you no more. You let the government program you, but that ain't helpful neither, B.
Nanobots.
Right, the nanotechnology, that ain't helpful neither, B. But if you remember, we need each other, and we are all human. I think I think we're coming out the other side of this safely. And because at this point, I'm in Texas, people stopped wearing masks long before people the government said stop wearing masks. Hell, I'm thinking this people probably never wore one to begin with. But here we are. And we gotta remember we need each other, man. I'm just like 2 years later, after all the shutdown and the madness and everything else, and Trump, and I hope you didn't break something you couldn't fix. I really do. I hope for anyone listening out there that was on the extreme side of this, either one, I hope you didn't break something you can't fix. Because, in summation, 2 years later, that was some wild times in 2020, boy. Those are some wild times. And we transitioned from, Agent Orange to Biden. I have not seen a tremendous, improvement or detraction from that point to this one, which further goes with what we usually say. Elephants and asses pretty much different sides of the same coin. Yeah,
Two
but
heads.
but like I said, 2 years later, man, after this whole thing, I really hope people ain't burnt bridges they can't put back together. Because y'all was going hard.
We're different.
And
We're different. I hope you did, and I hope it can't be recovered. Thank you.
why would you say such a thing, yo?
Because I'm being honest. You're not, but it's okay.
I'm being honest. Remember, the premise is, yo, after 2 years of all of this back and forth, all this bull, all this, you need to get it back. The government, the CDC, and Fauci. By the way, has anyone seen Dr. Fauci lately? Anyone? Bueller? But after all of that, right? People was really going nuts.
That
And we forgot, yo, we technically in this together.
your word is your bond, right? Stand on it. Die on that hill. You was on one extreme, not matter if it was pro or against. I was never in either extreme. I was just in the middle. Let me make it make sense, like you said. If it makes sense to me, I'll do it. If it didn't make sense, I wouldn't. And I'm not going to judge people who do it. I make jokes, but I don't really care. Like honestly, I still don't care. If you are, cool. If you're not, I don't care. It's not a status that we should be just like you said. I'm not walking out. I'm pretty sure you're not walking out telling people your medical history and all that crap. Nobody cares. That's a personal issue. So yeah, I don't care. And if you were on any extreme, that's both sides, and you lost someone. And if you burned bridges because you were so extremist, good.
I can't with you, yo. I can't.
Thank you.
I cannot, yo.
Because guess what? The harsh truth is you won't miss them. Because they showed everybody's kind of pulled back their masks these last 3 years. You see who's really on your side, who's really for you, who's really not. Just off of something that someone else said or your own fear.
I mean,
Like
nobody
if you're willing to cut me off because I disagree with something, that's not really threatening me or you, it's a personal decision, then stay there. Don't come back now. Like, oh man, I didn't mean that, bro. I that's okay. Come here, give me a. Now get the hell away from me.
I mean, you know, nobody cared who I was, so I put on the mask. But all right.
Well, I took off the mask now.
But yeah, man, that's that. I'm just like 2 years later, like, wow, what have we learned? Where are we? And it's interesting. It's very interesting. Shifting gears to the wonderful world of the NFL, and I'm just like, is this your king? Y'all lost some football. Is this your king? New quarterback of Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson got like 232 million, something like that, guaranteed bread, right? Had like 22 some odd lawsuits, none of which went to grand jury, refused to indict. So he will face no criminal charges, including his most recent one in Texas.
Nope.
He does, however, still have 22 pending civil suits.
That's bread.
Now here's the problem. The Cleveland Browns ownership has all come out and said, we did our due diligence. We did our homework before we signed them. We're good.
See.
Okay, but see, there's one small problem. The lawyer for these women has said, ain't nobody called us. So you know how we do, and yeah, I said it fashion. We got thinking. So I'm like, so how'd you do thorough research and extensive research if you didn't talk? This is math. I get it. Y'all just trying to win. So y'all sat Deshaun down, was like, yo, what happened, dog? Oh, word? That's what's up. Oh, shit, you cool. Come on through, homie. Oh, we don't need to call them. Don't worry, they good. They cool. I mean, you ain't going to jail, right? All right, straight. We good. Yeah. Your money's all guaranteed. Come through, fam. Pull up, yo. We good. Come to the dog pound. Yes. I mean, to go beat on the Ravens.
Very poor choice of words. But yeah.
Stupid. But I'm just like, damn, NFL. I think I respected Cleveland more if we was like, look, the boy is the hottest thing out there. We gave him the guaranteed bread. We trying to win. We sat him in a room. He told us what was what. He ain't going to jail over it no way. So we rolling with my mans. Done. We did extensive research and blah, blah, blah. And the owner's wife or whatever, she signed off on it. I ain't never signed off on that before. The owner's wife was there. She could give some woman presents. Like, who are you fooling, B? So let's just, you didn't care. You didn't care. You didn't think it was worth talking to these women, getting in your side of the story, because as far as you're concerned, you just gave Brody 232 million guaranteed, 22 lawsuits. If you sell it for 10 million each, still got 10 million to yourself. Boom, done.
I mean, that ain't, I mean, that's kind of sad. But yeah. 200 to 10 mil, like I'll take 10 mil, but damn. That's kind of sad.
The math, you don't. So NFL, let's pull the mask off, shall we? You really don't care but so much about your women fans.
I said
that. You did.
Racist, sexist, but it's so damn big. It's too big to fail, as you would say. I mean, they can't. Like I said, the money for the NFL, especially with revenue and stuff like jerseys, blah, 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 that's primarily from women, you know, because they're buying it for their kids, their husbands, blah, 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 or themselves. They're fans too. So the money is from them. So you can't, even though in my estimation, in your estimation, it's kind of in their face how sexist. It's definitely in your face how racist it is, because we have just look at the freaking the Rooney Rule. That's racist by itself, but that's a whole nother. We already talked about that. We're not going there. But the sexist part, like, yeah, you can do pretty much. You can beat the hell out your wife or whatever. 2 games, 2-3 games. You ain't gonna miss a season. Ain't gonna find you nothing.
Right.
And like we said off here with the Ray Rice thing, I think he got 2 games. And then he didn't play again because, a video came out. But they was real comfortable just doing the 2 games. Like, hey, we 2 games, man, we good. Until the video came out, which I don't remember if it was leaked or not. I think it was leaked. And everyone was like, yo, 2 games?
Bruh, you
Son
hooked
gave
off
him
on your
the
fiance?
Son gave her the freaking, even though he kind of missed, but he gave her the freaking Mike Tyson. So it was like, I don't, they like I said, women, people of color, mostly black people, they do not care about you. But guess what? We're gonna be there every Sunday. We're gonna watch Super Bowl Sunday. We're gonna party. We're gonna drink. We're gonna eat pizza and wings.
Gonna be happy.
We're gonna
Jay
high
got us a
five.
hip.
We got
Jay
purple
got us
front.
an all hip hop,
Yeah,
halftime show.
all hip hop that was censored like a mother. And the only one that took a knee was someone that wasn't in our community, but kind of is. So it's like, NFL's, they need a movie on how, like white supremacy needs its own movie, like how they did all this, like from start until now. And then like the NFL just needs like a deep study, just how they just completely fooling people in your face. It's in your face.
Right
It's
there.
it's like this ain't like some online trolling and stuff. People talk trash about you online on the internet. This is somebody right in your face talking smack to you, and you just be like,
okay,
can't wait till Sunday.
right.
See you on Sunday, man. I know you said that about me. I'm offended right now. I'm going to tweet something, but guess what? I will be there on Sunday. But regardless of the Browns, I mean, at this point, why would they talk to the other camp? Because he's not getting indicted. You tried twice, it still didn't work. So the only thing now is Silver Case. That's his money. That ain't got nothing to do with us. So criminally, basically, it's like he didn't do it. By the law, he didn't do it.
Right.
So why would I talk to the other side if he didn't do it?
But it just, but I want to say, image. You don't want to alienate your fan base. Why do you think Kaepernick doesn't have a job? They don't want to alienate the fan base, i.e., corporate partners, i.e., white folks. But they didn't want to alienate the fan base.
Nike didn't.
Nike didn't get him a job. Nike paid him.
No, I'm saying like image thing. If you're concerned that Cap is such a polarizing figure and that you're gonna wish away all your MAGA fans, you wouldn't put him. You wouldn't put him on the front street, give him his own shoes and commercials and all that if that was a concern. So I don't think that was the concern. That's just, the Good Boys Club, not one that, as one of the owners said, inmates running the prison asylum. So it's like, so it's like, this is.
We saw it with Michael Vick. It was people protesting outside the stadium every Sunday when he got
they care more about dogs than us. We know that.
That's wild. That's wild. Like, that's totally wild.
That's because you can mess with black people. Just don't mess with PETA and animals.
Wow. Well, yeah, that's just, tell me you don't care about your women fan base. You clearly don't care. But that's,
Hey, what Easy say on it, Straight Outta Compton? Hey, they get hate trash all they want. You still watch it, bro.
You still bought that album.
Still bought it. Still bought the jerseys.
So there's that. I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. All right. So we're gonna light things up a little bit. Movie wise, you sent this to me, and it is making the rounds. The deleted Joker scene in the Batman. Oh my. Right now, based on first look, I got it somewhere in between Ledger and Phoenix, somewhere in between that gauge. Um, I don't know the actor. I got to look him up a little bit, see what else he's been in.
He's been in
I
Eternals recently.
really, because everyone universally accepts that movie as the most trash Marvel movie.
It's not. Iron Man 3 is.
By default, it would make the Eternals more trash because at this point you've got more to work with. You learn from Iron Man 3. You have an ensemble cast of a bunch of mutants, like
Have,
mini Avengers,
have
and
you
it's
seen
still
it?
garbage.
Have you seen it?
I've been meaning to watch it, but the people I trust about movie reviews have all universally said this is like extra ass.
It's not great, but it's not trash. It was okay. It's just
Okay.
mediocre.
And we shouldn't be doing mediocre anything for Marvel at this point. But Marvel, I think, understands you're going to get their ass kicked this year.
But who?
Because the Batman came out, Black Adam is coming out. I think DC's got something else on the menu. So Marvel understands you're going to get their ass kicked this
Or
year.
not. Doctor Strange comes out this year. That's
Okay.
going to do a billion. You heard it here first. Go ahead.
It might. It might. I think it's got a chance. But that deleted scene from the Batman looked very, very interesting. But again, in the larger scheme of things, DC is shooting themselves in the foot again. How do you have this guy be the quote unquote Joker? But the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix has a sequel. Like this is, and you don't get the props of, you can't pull a Marvel and say it's a multiverse. Like, it's not gonna fly. And this guy's good, from what I can tell. This guy's good.
Oh, you got it.
But I didn't get the same feels I got when I saw Heath Ledger do it. And I'm not quite getting the same feels. I'm getting more Joaquin Phoenix feels, but I'm afraid it might be a little over the top. So we'll see. We'll see. But you sent it to me. What do you think about it when you saw it?
I thought it was creepy, which is great because that's the tone that they wanted to set for this Batman universe. I disagree. I think he's more Heath than he is Joaquin because there's certain things he said and how he said it. I was like, that sounds like something Heath would say or how he said it. Because Heath was more of the dark tone comic or dark tone one. I don't think he's gonna be as dark as this one. Cause makeup is a beautiful thing. Because if you see what he actually looks like versus what he looked like in there, oh my,
okay,
makeup is beautiful. But yeah, I'm excited. It just seems like they're always going to be compared to Dark Knight. Because if this is the case where you're setting up for him to be the main villain in Batman 2, who's the main villain in Batman 2? Dark Knight.
Yeah. I mean, but
so
you know,
like,
they're the same.
I'm just like, to me, I love the Joker. It's one of my favorite characters. But we don't have to always use him. Batman has other villains. I'm glad they finally got the Riddler kind of right. They got him right in the TV series, but you never watched Gotham. Gotham was a good show.
The Batman-less Batman. Okay,
it was a good show. I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
It's just if you make the second move and he's the main guy, it's obviously going to be comparative to Dark Knight. I don't think you want that. I think you want to be as distant as possible.
That's a very good point. I didn't think about it because in Batman Begins, it was Ra's al Ghul, and then we got Joker in Dark Knight.
So now it was Riddler, Penguin, and Falcone, and now we look like we're getting Joker in the second one. So I get that I don't know if it's homage or just copying or both. Because if it's not broke, don't fix it. So I get that mentality. It's like, look, everyone just about every movie that Joker has been in for the past 10, 20 years has gone crazy, except for Suicide. We're not talking about that. But Dark Knight, Joker.
I'm gonna stop disrespecting Jared Leto, but continue.
I'm not disrespecting. I'm disrespecting whoever the hell wrote that shit and whoever did his makeup. But that's a whole nother thing. Um, yeah, Joker is a big commodity now. It's a mainstream figure. So I get why they're doing it because that's money. And at the end of the day, this is entertainment, but it's a business. So you can't necessarily have Batman without Joker or Joker without Batman. Well, you can't have Joker without Batman because we saw it. But yeah, so it's like if this is what they want and they want to welcome the comparison, then cool. But if they're trying to do a different thing and get out of Dark Knight's shadow, this is not how you're gonna do it. I don't care how good the freaking performance is from this guy because I think it would be great. But you're still gonna live in the shadow because every time I heard him talk, I thought about Eve.
Okay.
And I didn't really think about that for Joaquin. It was completely different.
Yeah, it totally was. It totally was. And that's the thing. Like you gotta be careful treading on these things. And the last piece of this puzzle, last thing we're gonna talk about today, Morbius comes out in about a week or so.
Okay.
My excitement level on a scale of 1 to 10 is about a 7.5, 8. It looks good. I'm not familiar with the character, so that'll just be. I'm vaguely familiar. Like I know the name. I don't know his origin story, none of that. So Marvel's doing a great job of teasing this one. Um, I'm looking forward to it. I'm at a 7.5, 8 on my excitement level. I'm probably gonna check it out on IMAX. Where's your excitement level, sir?
0.
How you got a 0?
You have a vampire movie that's PG-13.
You okay? Like I
And I don't know why Marvel's doing this. They're like they don't have success with rated R superhero movies. You have Deadpool. You
I
had
mean,
Wolverine. You had the Netflix shows that actually was part of the MCU. See, the other ones I just named was technically Fox, Marvel, but it's still the Marvel brand. But MCU, you still had the Daredevil series. That was mature. I mean, it wasn't rated R because it wasn't a movie, but it was M for mature. So it basically was. That was a success. Just do it. You can do it. It's okay. Parents are gonna take little Timmy to see it anyway.
that's
It's
that.
okay.
Wow, I think it's gonna be pretty good. I'm gonna check it out. I'll tell you how it is since you're gonna not watch it.
Yeah.
Jeez, but I think it's gonna be pretty good.
See it on Tuesday.
Um, yeah, you know what? That might not be a bad idea.
Exactly.
That might not be a bad idea. But all right, running back recap. Yes, humans are stupid. Dogs aren't gay, and you're extra dumb for putting a gay dog up for adoption. Like someone should put you up for adoption off this planet. Um, Kyrie, the pandemic. I, I'm just gonna lump those together. It's been 2 years. I think you don't have to dig too deep to start seeing some things that don't make a whole lot of sense. That did make a whole lot of sense, but at the end of the day, I really hope whatever bridge you burnt was worth it. I really hope y'all can, whoever you are, can work this thing out because we still need each other. And forgetting that puts us in a much shittier place than if we don't. Um, Deshaun. Again, just tell me you want to win. Just tell me you don't care about your women fans to a certain extent, and you just winning. The old Al Davis, just win, baby. That's what y'all want to do. Just give it to me straight. I respect you more. Um, Joker's deleted scene. Yeah, that it shows a lot of promise. But like you said, I'm stuck at is it imitation or homage because it doesn't look completely original. So we'll see as it plays out. My concern is overacting or trying so hard to top Heath. But I mean, I'm interested. I'm interested. And my excitement level for Morbius, 7.5 to an 8, 7.5 to an 8. I think it's gonna be pretty decent. Your go, sir.
Yeah, gay dog. Yeah. I said I would love to see if that was a child. And then this will probably be a huger story. And then the LGBT will be on your butt, both cheeks. Kyrie, uh, yeah, glad that he's back. Shouldn't have not been back. It was stupid. And what to piggyback what he said, Well, not piggyback, to be the exact opposite. If you did cut somebody off because of your extremist views, good. Stay there. Don't come back. I hope I do. One thing you did, I hope it was worth it. Um, Deshaun, yeah, the NFL, yeah. Like I said, I've been said NFL is racist and sexist, but nobody cares. We're still gonna watch it. So yeah. It's too big to fail. The Joker deleted scene. Like I said, we're living in Dark Knight Shadow, and I'm worried that this is more of just copy and paste versus um uh what's the word? I used it. Not imitation. I don't know. Like I said, don't copy and paste this. Please don't try to be like Dark Knight.
Right.
Just do your own thing. You can have your own spin on the Joker. Like I said, Joaquin did a beautiful job. This is why I won't compare the two, and I love both.
Right.
And Morbius, I'm a zero. Hopefully, you see it on Tuesday. If not, it's your money. So,
That is terrible. Okay. Well, that wraps up another show. Love to thank y'all for tuning in yet again. We'll be having more guests as the year progresses. Got a couple surprises in store. But on behalf of myself and my awesome co-host, who happens to be my son as well, from the Yeah I Said It podcast, till next week. Peace.
yeah.